John, a young man in his mid-20s, was known for his ambition, yet he often found himself frustrated by the challenges that seemed to block his path to quick success. His father, Thomas, a wise man in his mid-50s, noticed his son's struggles and understood that John needed to learn patience and resilience to overcome the obstacles in his life. One evening, Thomas suggested something unexpected: a journey to the mountains. He believed that the experience would teach John the lessons he needed to grow stronger and more determined. John, though uncertain, agreed to take on the challenge. At the base of the mountain, John met Robert, an experienced mountaineer in his early 40s. Calm and supportive, Robert explained that the journey would be long and arduous, requiring both physical strength and mental endurance. Determined, John set off with Robert, carrying a heavy backpack filled with supplies. The ascent was tough. As they climbed, the path grew steeper and more treacherous. John struggled with the weight of his backpack and the strain on his legs, doubting whether he could continue. But Robert encouraged him, reminding him that the journey was not just about reaching the top, but about overcoming each challenge along the way. As they neared a narrow ledge on the mountain, John's fear of heights began to surface. His steps faltered, and he considered turning back. Robert calmly guided him, teaching him to focus on his breathing and take one step at a time. With each careful step, John felt his confidence grow, realizing that courage meant moving forward despite his fears. After hours of climbing, they reached a peaceful meadow halfway up the mountain. The view was breathtaking, and John felt a sense of accomplishment. But Robert reminded him that the journey wasn't over yet. More challenges lay ahead. They took a moment to rest, appreciating the progress they had made. Suddenly, a storm rolled in. The wind howled, and rain poured down, making the trail slippery and dangerous. Exhausted and cold, John feared he wouldn't make it, but Robert led him to a small cave where they took shelter. There, Robert taught John how to build a fire and stay warm, showing him that even in the harshest conditions, there was always a way to survive and push through. The next morning, the storm had passed, and they continued their climb. The final stretch was the toughest yet, with steep inclines and jagged rocks. John's muscles ached, and his energy was nearly gone, but he drew strength from the lessons he had learned. Step by step, he pushed forward, determined to reach the summit. At last, they reached the top. The view was awe-inspiring, and John felt a deep sense of accomplishment. Robert congratulated him, reminding him that the journey wasn't just about reaching the summit, but about the growth and transformation that had occurred along the way.